Hello, my name is Jossy, and you are welcome back to Learn and Drum with Jossy, episode 2. So I want to thank my sponsors once again. First of all, I want to thank PIWC Dantuman for giving us this place again, and then Lab Afrique, Legend Touch, and Drum and Bass Center. We want to thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate it. And today I have with me here a guest, a serious man. I know he doesn't like what I'm doing, but I'll do it. He's very serious. He's a serious drummer. I have with me here Mr. Apia Abraham Edumofo. Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Please, how are you?
Fine, thank you. And yourself?
Thank God. But I know a lot of people know him to, the name is Apankus, right? Yes. A dear man for the name Apankus. So I want him to explain the name for us today before we start our class. Me, a dear me the name Apankus. I just heard this name this morning. Please, can you explain the Apankus to us?
The Apankus, she asked me offset, and I told you that maybe we are going to talk about that later. So let's just leave that one out for now.
Okay. All right. So, please, what do you have for us today? I know we've had a lot of conversation before we started with this class. So, I want you to give us a clue about what you have for us today, because I know you have a lot of things for us. But there is this one thing I want you to help us with. That is when it comes to drum tuning. I want you to help us with that. But first of all, who taught you how to tune a drum, and how did you learn it? We want to know.
Okay. All right. First of all, let me thank Jossy for giving me this opportunity, and this we really have to support her.
Thank you.
In what she's doing, and it's also a privilege for me to share what I know that I think is also going to help people and musicians at large, and drummers specifically out there. Yeah. And so, okay, to your question, I started learning drumming at a very early age. So I had a privilege to know some few people who were able to fetch information on the internet. So I happened to have a drum CD as a gift.
Wow.
From a guy called Prince, who actually we learned together, and I had not seen a drum video before. Although I was playing, it was just in it, so I was playing, so I didn't really know the technical aspect of what I was doing and the knowledge behind it. So that was where it all started, and I was introduced to a drummer called Eric Singer.
Okay.
And so he was actually the one who taught me, not in person, but it was a drum kind of video, a drum CD, it's a Pearl CD.
Yeah.
So that is how come I got to know drum tuning.
Oh, wow. Wow. Hey. So this morning, like, we want you to help us. I know a lot of drummers like doesn't even know how to tune a drum, and most of them don't even know, have any idea about how to tune a drum. No, ni man say or buy a shisha a sound tune that yeah, he's okay, or he or she is okay with that. So this morning I want you to help us to tune our drum.
Okay, so I would say that drum tuning is not is, I would say it's not that simple, but it's very easy if you understand what you're about.
Yeah.
First of all, I would say that you can tune drum melodically, or you can choose to leave it out. But me, because of a little bit of the keyboard, I know how to play, or melodic instrument, I know how to play. I mean, it helped me with tuning and also going about how I do it.
So my first question is, how do we tune a drum?
How do you tune a drum?
Yeah.
So, I don't know where to start from, but I'm just trying to. Okay, first of all, I start with my bass drum.
Okay.
And the bass drum doesn't resonate, but it has a dead kind of, let me say, it has a dead end to the sound. Unlike the toms and the snare, that you could really identify the pitch.
Yeah.
This one, you can identify the pitch of a bass drum anyway, but you can't identify it with setting into a tone or something.
Yeah.
So I first start with my bass drum, and I go to the snare, go to the toms, down. So that is how I do it.
So please, can we start with something like you teaching us how to tune the bass drum? And I want to know why we use these foams and these stuffs in our bass drum. Why? What is the essence of those things? Because I don't know. Most of us we just push. No, we not the foam, not the normal, not the shishem baby. Ubisa be also me pese me boy boom 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 like. Yes.
Okay, so the boom 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 aspect of the bass drum is that, I mean, just listen to the name. It's a bass drum.
Yeah.
And bass is supposed to have a heavy sound.
Yes.
And so with that, we used to, I mean, pack a lot of stuff in there because we want that kind of heavy sound. But I think that is not really the appropriate way.
Okay.
Because we wanted actually a dead kind of end to the sound.
Yes.
That is why we use that. But I think as times were going by, drum heads, times advanced and technology were advancing. Drum heads also helped with resolving and solving these kind of issues. So for my bass drum, I don't really have so much stuff packing there, but I still have the dead end, which is also as a result of knowing the specific drum head to use for your bass drum. So for me, I use a 2-ply drum head for my bass drum. And so it gives me that dead end. It doesn't resonate like a tom or a snare.
Okay, so someone will ask 2-ply kaya de ade. Because I name at the cool. Obe shop, obe say me to bass drum, me vellum, bass vellum. No nimbia no akoto. Please, can you explain the 2-ply to us so that we would know the right vellums to use for our drum? Because you can't buy any vellum for your drum. You have to get the right vellums for your drum. So please, can you help us with that?
Okay. So with a 2-ply, we have 2-ply, we have 3-ply, we have a single ply.
Okay.
So mostly that time we're mostly using single plies. That's why the bass drum sounded like hollow.
Okay.
And that's why we packed those things in there.
Okay.
Too. So the 2-ply basically means that
Okay.
Etasumiyunu.
Okay.
Thank you. Etasumiyunu. And I'll say if it's a 3-ply, as the name goes.
Etasumiyunsa. Okay.
It's a single ply. It means it's
bako.
So mostly you find coated drum heads with single plies. And that sound specifically is used for specific genres. Normally for jazz, they use coated drum heads. And so it also helps you in identifying your tuning and how you want your drum to sound, basically. So I start with the bass drum, and I go to the snare, and mostly the snare, I want a coated drum head for my snare. Because I can use it for so many purposes. Playing maybe a genre jazz, maybe a reggae, or most of the popular ones we play in Ghana here.
Yeah.
And I use clear or transparent drum heads for my toms.
Oh.
So that's about it.
I want to ask, can you use a coated drum head for the toms?
Yes.
And how does it sound when you use? Because I don't know whether you can use. For example, as you can see, our snare drum is a coated vellum. So can you use that one for toms?
Yes, we actually have coated drum heads for toms as well.
Okay.
As well as the bass drum also. All the drum, just think about all the sizes of the drum. We have coated, but it's specifically for some specific genres and styles.
Okay.
And so now, as time evolves, there are 2-ply coated drum heads that we use. Still has that same lightness or heaviness as you want, without even using a drum ring.
Okay.
So that's about it.
Wow. Okay, so we want to start with our lesson for today.
Okay, that's fine. So starting with the bass drum, I think the bass drum doesn't really need too much tightening with the key. So mostly what I do is that the bottom head is a little bit loosed than the top one. That is where the beater is. So where the beater is a little bit tighter than the bottom or the back. So
bottom.
Okay, a no.
Oh yeah.
See, any mona beater no. I didn't hear no. The bass drum pedal. The beater. Baby a bono. And no air den kakra a trainer sound in the free bano.
Okay.
So that actually gives that dead sound to the bass drum. So if I tight here so much and I tight here so much, we'll end up having a kind of maybe hollow sound, and also the bass drum trying to resonate.
Okay.
But then also the hole also is part of the tuning. That is why most often we cut the hole there too.
Obisi resonate in the correct idea. He will explain it to us. But now resonate, then he will explain it to us.
Okay.
So, boss, before you continue, please, can you explain that to us?
Okay, so resonation or something resonating is basically, let me say, should I use sustain?
Okay.
Yes, it's a sound like sustaining for a warranty. Still now you continue to hear the sound for some time, maybe some few seconds. So that's the meaning of
like an echo.
Yes, you understand. So that is about it.
Boss, please let's move on.
So for time's sake, we are already done with the bass drum, but I would experiment more with the snare and toms.
Okay.
And it's the same approach to which I did the bass drum.
Okay.
But the only thing that changes is that the balancing of tones from the bottom to the head. So for snares, I do the same pitch just as the down normally. And sometimes, maybe in the middle of playing, I can lose it or tight it. It still gives me the tone I want.
Okay.
Because most of the times the bottom is not so much tempered with, due to the fact that it has this soft drum head, which helps to resonate much, which sometimes most drummers, they don't need it, but me, I want my drum in a natural state. So I think we should start with the snare, which I have already done the bottom, but I would explain how to go about it. So first, we have something called the hand tight. And the hand tight is that to a level where you can't tight with your hands anymore or with your fingers anymore.
Okay.
So I don't know if the camera can come close to capture this. I think there are a lot of videos on this. I learned this one from Eric Singer.
Okay.
And I also learned, it's not good to just have information from just one source.
Yeah, sure.
So I also learned this from Dave Weckel, the legend, and he also has a different kind of approach to his tuning.
Wow.
Yes. So this is the hand tights.
Okay.
And that is how I'm going to do to
the toms
as well.
Yeah. Oh.
So hand tight. But because of time, I did the same thing to the bottom.
Okay.
Okay. So hand tight to a level at which you can't really tight with your fingers anymore.
Again, yeah. Please, I hope you are learning and watching.
So when I strike it, when I strike it, you see that it's really, really, really dead. Like, and even with my hand tight, the drum is still resonating.
Yeah.
Okay, it's still resonating. So with the tuning, now we are going to the tuning now. So with the tuning, you have to check how each part sounds. I don't know if the camera can still come very close and capture this. And it's quite technical.
Yeah.
It's quite technical because you have to have a definite pitch with how you are tightening every corner.
Okay.
So for instance, if I tune this one, it means I have to do the opposite one the same way.
Okay.
So one here, one here, one here, one there. I'm just being a little bit fast.
Yeah.
So one there and one there. And this is the technical part of it.
Wow.
I need to mute the bottom with my palm for me to know how each of the corner of the drum sounds. So you realize that this part is a little bit higher than the second one.
Yeah.
So I have to tighten this one. think this one is higher.
Higher.
So I have to tighten this one.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yes.
This one is down.
Still down.
Still down. Okay. Little bit.
Little.
Okay, it's okay. This down. This a little bit down. You can even do this with your finger. You still hear it.
Yeah.
But I choose to use the drum key because I can't put it down. Yeah. They're still down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This has to come down a little bit. Okay, this
It's
fine.
okay. Yeah.
Okay, so we are good to go with the snare drum.
Wow. I'm enjoying this class.
So you see that when I strike it, it's going to sound quite different and quite precise than before. I say quite precise because probably maybe I'm going to use it for a specific style or genre.
Okay.
So this is the normal tuning of this snare drum and size. And also one thing about tuning is that the size of the drum also matters.
Okay.
The size of the drum also matters. So you can't tune, or you can't say I want to have a very deep snare, or let's say fat snare sound from this snare. You may get it anyway, but it's not going to sound as fat as using maybe a 6 or 7-inch snare
Drum. Yeah.
with a 14 size of vellum or drum head. Okay, so let me strike it for us to hear. So you see that it's not so tight, but at least we have a definite sound for the snare. And if I lose the chain, you would actually identify the pitch in which the snare falls. If there were to be a keyboard or something here, we would have been able to identify the pitch of this drum. And I'm going to use this one to relate to the toms as well.
Okay. Please, before we do that, we want to go for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
All right.
We want to thank our sponsors once again, Lab Afrique, Legend Touch, Drum and Bass Center, and then PIWC. We always thank them because they've given us this nice place for our videos. And then Legend Touch. If you want, I've seen that a lot of people are commenting on my flyer. Say, hey, yeah, that is Legend Touch.
Okay.
If you want a nice flyer, if you want custom, everything customized, he will do it for you. Legend Touch. God bless you so much. And I will thank Drum and Bass Center for this big. Thank you so much. And I want to thank Freddy's Audio for providing me a good sound. See, what you said, drum the more the dead and you'll be out. Freddy phone and mama more the dead sound. So if you want quality instruments, look no further. Freddy's Audio. God bless you so much. And God bless everyone. Please subscribe to my channel. We have a lot of things for you. So okay, so we want to thank Lab Afrique. If you want a kaftan, a political suit, a cabernet slate, bibia opebia obepamama, simple. Very simple and nice. So God bless you so much, Lab Afrique. If you want to learn how to just see me. Medobeko free on Joshi. Thank you so much, Lab Afrique. So Mr. Apia, Abraham.
Yes.
The last one, Edubofo.
Yeah.
So please help us with the first storm. Right now we have a good and a clear idea about how to tune our snare drum. And this me church then. Because I didn't have any idea about how to tune drum. But today I have a lot. So I'm going to apply it. When we close from here now, I'm going to apply it. So please help us with our first tom.
Okay, so with the toms is almost the same approach as the snare, quite different from the bass drum.
Okay.
So the first step and procedure that we went through, hand tightening.
Please don't forget that. Don't forget that. Before you tune your drum, you have to tighten it with your fingers first.
With your fingers first.
Before you apply the drum,
you do the top and you do the bottom as well. You know. So real quick.
Yeah, real quick.
Real quick. One. And so with my palm, I mute the other side and I check the pitches. It seems I caught this one correctly.
Yeah.
So I will do the same thing to the head. One. So again, this down. I think I should use the microphone, right? This one is okay. Okay. This down. This up. Okay, I think we have the same pitch tune at the head, same as the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's see how it sounds.
Yes.
Let's see how it sounds. With no drum ring or a muter, as we all know. Let's see how it sounds. So I think this is too hard to my liking.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's too high. I think I'm gonna
lose it a little
bit.
Okay.
Because with toms, there is one thing about toms. With most of the styles and genres we play, we need the resonance. That is why people say the drum need more do.
Yeah.
That's the resonance.
Sustain. Echo now.
It brings out the beauty of sound now drum you producing. And that is even the beauty of drum now.
Yeah.
So we need, I think this is too much tight to my liking. So I would have to
lose it a little
bit. Okay. Not forgetting, I have to relate this one
to the first tom.
Yeah. So with my tuning, I do either a major scale. Maybe I do it in a normal triad, or I do it 5 apart.
Okay.
5 apart of each tone. So if let's say this one is 1, the next one is going to be 5 apart. So it's going to be, if I should use the tonic solfa, it's going to be a sol.
Okay.
So the sol now, starting from the tom, is going to be a 1, and the second one to be a sol. So 5 apart from each of the tones.
Okay. Okay.
So I first have to know how the snare drum actually sounds.
Okay.
So I would know how to tune the tone. I have a little bit problem with my snare because I'm not able to identify the pitch so well. I have some overtones, so I have to tune it again.
One.
Okay, I think we have a nice sound.
Yeah.
Okay, so it means I have to do one here, one there, no, one here, one there. But can you really hear some overtones
With the
first tone?
Please. Yes.
So it means that I have to do the same thing as I did at the top, the down.
Okay.
Okay. So I did here and here I did it.
Yes.
Right. It's not necessarily you go all round the tom. Maybe you just have to loosen just one side of the drum a little bit. That's all.
Please learn these things. When you go to church, you will not find yourself wanting.
So now you see the tone is coming out.
Yeah.
But I think it's a little bit lower, which doesn't fall in the 5 that I want.
Okay.
The 5 apart from the snare. So I have to tighten it a little bit to get the 5. So action. So now I think we have a stable pitch that can sit in a sofa or tone or whatsoever, so to speak. So let's take this as our one. Actually, I want to do it in a melodic way that we can all relate to.
Yeah.
So I want to do, using the tonic so first, I want to do do, so, mi, do.
Do, so, mi, do.
Yes, do, so, mi, do. That's why some drummers play a drum solo and you think they are singing.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I mean, unaware or aware, people can tune their drum in that light if only they know what they are about.
Yeah.
For me, I get time to tune my drum, so that is how I tune it. Either 5 apart, but mostly I do it melodically, like a major chord, if I should say. So I do a do, so, mi, do. So even when we are playing out of key in which the drum falls, still it can relate, either minor or in a major key. So now we have a 1 and a 5. So it means I'm descending pitch-wise. So 1, 5. Now this is the third one. That is a 3 or a tonic sofa, which is a mi.
Do, re, mi. To me is 3. Do is 1.
Yes.
And then so is 5. The
Which
so
one?
is 5.
The so is 5.
Wow.
You understand? So,
Please,
I hope I'm not.
go and learn the keyboard. Go and learn the keyboard. Learn the keyboard.
It will help you. It's to your advantage if you know how to play a melodic instrument, and I was privileged to have a piano teacher when I was a kid.
Oh.
So, who actually helped me with my music, opening my ears and my eyes to a lot of things.
Yeah. So please, can you tell us your social media handle so that people will follow?
This is bad for me to say, but I'm not so much active on social media. It's one of my negatives, but I'm there anyway. So with my social media handles on Instagram, I am Akwasi_Apankus, or with just your phone you type Akwasi Apankus. It'll come.
Akwasi Apankus.
Or my name, my real name, like Abraham appeared before, it will come. On Facebook, it's the same Akwasi Apankus. On YouTube, it's the same Akwasi Apankus, or Abraham appeared before. I'm on Twitter as well, and which for that one I'm not so loud. Myself, I'm not really that kind of a social media person.
I know.
So, okay, so fast forward, it's the same approach to, so let's, so let's just find the pitch we want. So the hand tight is already done.
Yes.
And one. And you also need to be paying much attention to how you turn your key, because you need to take a very critical look at it and measure it accurately.
Yeah.
So the hand tight is done, and then one. So let's check the pitches and see. Okay, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So what do you hear? This one is high.
This one is higher
than this one, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it means I have to type. Okay, it's fine. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing as we did to the first tom.
Okay. Please subscribe to the channel. We are learning. We are really learning.
So this is a semitone apart from the first one, because I said I need a 1, a 5, a 3.
Yes.
And this is a flat 3. So I need to tighten up a little bit to get
the 3.
The 3. Still, I need it.
Please subscribe. Don't waste time. Subscribe to our channels and learn more. We are here to learn. So subscribe.
Still, I think we need a little bit more. So the same thing I do at the top is what I do at the bottom.
Yes.
I think we are almost, it's there, but we need to fine tune it. So I will add a little bit to this one, the bottom. Okay.
Yes.
I think that is it.
Yes.
So. So me, that is how I tune my drum.
Do so me. Then
The floor tom will be do.
okay, so do so me do.
So actually, this and this is the same note, but different octaves apart.
Okay.
So this one is a higher octave, and this one is the lower octave.
Okay.
So if I were to hold too many sticks, or we are playing at the same time, we can play a chord on this one.
Wow.
A major chord on this one.
Yes.
So let's do with the floor tom as well. So the same approach. I've been tuning drum for a while, so I know how to even do the hand tighten with the drum key.
Wow.
Yes. Afonkus always has something to do with this drum whenever he comes to sit behind it. And it's not because I just love to do that, but I love experimenting. I mean, it's not like I just want to do it like I don't have any reason, but I love to experiment. And that is how I got to know a lot of things for myself, and even coming to a point of having a fair knowledge behind what I experimented and knew myself, got to know myself.
Sure.
So I can do the hand tighten with the key, just as you do with your fingers. Maybe I have to be real quick with my tuning for a gig or something. I can do it with a key. Just as I would do with my fingers. So to fast track whatever I'm doing with the tuning. So one here, one there, one here, one there, one here, one there. And please, when your bass drum bursts or in the middle of a session, you happen to destroy your bass drum, the floor tom is not a bass drum that you are expecting it to sound
like a bass drum.
Like a bass drum.
Yeah.
I remember those times can you please help me with the microphone? Yeah. I remember those times in the middle of a service, we'll be playing those times because those drum heads were not so strong. We had single plies. We'll be playing then bass drum natty. And you see someone bringing a big stick.
Bang,
in place of
the bass drum.
Of the bass drum. So the floor tom is actually not a bass drum. I'm saying this to mean that the floor tom can also be pitched high.
Okay.
And still sound great. And you know the reason why I'm saying that. Okay, so one here, one there, one here, one there. I don't think I can carry all this. Let me try. Yeah, so I will use my lap, yes, to mute the. So there is a
yeah.
And with this one, you really need to strain your ear to identify the pitch, because with the size of the drum, it has a low tone, a low kind of tone. Though it can be pitched, but that is the natural state of a floor tom and how it's supposed to sound. So it has a low end, a low tone. So you really need to strain your ears, unlike these smaller sizes that it's very easy for you to identify the pitch. Okay, so this is lower, still this needs to tighten a little bit. Oh. Okay, so we are done with the bottom. Let's do the top now.
Can we fix the microphone?
Come on, this thing. Please pardon me. This lower.
Okay.
This lower. So you're good. So with this one, let's see how it sounds. Don't worry. Let's see how it sounds. And so let's see how it sits and fits to the other drum. When I'm done, I'm going to show you a very easy way to have a drum muter to your snare. It doesn't really work for toms because of the resonance that we need for the toms. So specifically, I will teach you for snare.
Okay.
So let's first identify how it sits in and fits to the other drum. This is also playing a 5. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Okay, that's fine. So you see that it's also playing a 5.
Yeah.
I can choose to maintain it, but since I want a 1 on this one, I think I need to start tweaking it.
Okay. So there is this question I want to ask. How often do I have to tune my drum?
Approximately, it depends on your drum head, and I think approximately 6 months, it's fine.
6 months.
But sometimes, due to the weather condition of your drum, it can change anytime. So you just have to pay attention to your drum. That's why I said that I'm always tuning my drum, and I'm always like checking on it. You see that there's a floor tom, right?
Yeah.
But it's sounding almost the same as this one.
Second one.
And I think I can't get the 1 because of the specific drum head we are using.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just have to do a 1, a 5, a 3, and a 5 year.
Okay.
As the natural state at which I did.
So
because of the drum head.
Okay.
Okay. It's not really giving me that
1.
That one I want.
Okay.
Okay. So 1. So I'll do 1 everywhere.
1 everywhere.
Yeah.
1 everywhere.
1 everywhere.
Oh yeah, try 1 now. You will not get the tone you want. 1 everywhere.
Yes. I'm not saying this is solely the right way, or that is to me that
your way of tuning
yes,
your drum.
and it fits it fits whatever I want to play.
Yeah.
I think this is actually dead than what I did before. So I have to, not all of them at a time.
Drum tuning takes a lot of time.
Yes. This is actually playing a 3.
Yeah.
If you can hear.
Yeah.
This is a lower octave of the second tone.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was talking about the snare drum and I said that I have a very simple way, but professionally you need to get your drum ring or a drum dot or something.
Yeah.
Just to, we don't need so much with what you want to play or the genre or the style you want to play. You may not want too much of the resonance from the snare. And so I learned this technique from my brother Yao. Oh
Daddy
my, we share so much. And trust me guys, he's one of the amazing drummers, but people don't really know so much about him.
We salute you, boss. Salute you, boss.
One day I went to, you know, I was in Kumasi then, and I was playing almost every now and then at Golden Tulip. And I wasn't the only drummer, but Yakwatin was the main drummer for Golden Tulip. So most times when he is on the gig, I usually go there just to go jam him. And he loves me to come around anytime, any day.
Yeah.
And so that is where I get to learn a lot of stuff. And mostly, I will go and this guy doesn't have a drum ring or a drum dot on the drum, on the snare. And even